Hey guys, Ryan here from Indy Wrestling School, and today I'm watching my first ever professional wrestling match. Coming up. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing below. We put out new videos every single week. This is something I've been avoiding for a long time. It's time to watch my first ever professional wrestling match. Now, to be fair, I came from a backyard wrestling world. This was my first match. I was not calling anything. This match was basically dictated to me, and I'm sure there's a ton I would change, and maybe there's some stuff I would keep the same, but here we go. Okay, so this was at a venue called Rova Farms in Jackson, New Jersey. I'm sorry if I'm going to slide myself in here. It was, this company actually had reached out to us because of our backyard wrestling show and kind of gave us the spiel of, hey, you know, if you want to get trained the right way, you come see us. So we took them up on it and we went for it. And after several months of training, this was our first, myself and Tommy Thunder, who was training with me, this would be our first actual singles matches. We had done battle royals and stuff before then, but this was our first time having a one-on-one match, and it was November of 2002. I remember that. Now, one of the things I did that I remember Tommy Thunder, who was training with me, thought was really smart. I remember saying to him, I want to be like a technical wrestler. I want to be all a grappler, and my gimmick is stupid. I want to be a grappler and, you know, this Canadian great wrestler like Lance Storm, Bret Hart, but I'm short, and then they're not going to teach me all the stuff I want to know right away, so I'm going to have to be a character guy, and the best character guy they had on the show to me was Arcadia, somebody I would use years later, and we would actually put in the Super 8 tournament. So he was actually with me here and kind of like my tag partner, even though we never actually did any tag matches. The guy I'm wrestling, his name was Resin, R-E-S-I-N, and I believe he died a couple years later, not because of this match, but not because of how bad it was. I don't actually know the circumstances, but he was great to work with. He was not overly friendly, but you could see there, like even my DDT, very backyard wrestling DDT, and just so much movement. There's just too much moving around and stuff. It's bad. And so the guy on the outside was doing like I don't know my horror characters, so I apologize. I think like a Jason thing. His name was 13. And he was actually the guy who reached out to me and told me to come train the right way. And I naively just went ahead and did it. Just even like the lockup, you could see, like, you know, leaning forward with my head too much, and just, I don't claim to be the world's greatest wrestler, but I just hate the look. I'm wearing sneakers. I'm not wearing knee pads. I might be wearing knee pads, but they're underneath, and I always hate the look of underneath knee pads. I like them on top. If you're gonna wear kind of baggier pants, and then I'm wearing a t-shirt, which just all around, I don't like any of this look. And I don't know if I was supposed to, so technically Resin was the babyface, but didn't interact with the crowd, didn't fire them up or anything. So like I'm doing all the heel stuff, but it's almost coming across like no selling. Because look, I'm right back up. I'm not holding anything that he hit or anything. And then here's my one series of moves. And just, I'm moving too much, and it just looks bad. And they ran these shows monthly in Jackson, and that building is now like either torn down or just completely decrepit. I forget. Yeah, like, I don't know. None of this makes sense. Again, I didn't call any of these spots, but, you know, I had to do them. And actually, now that I'm seeing it, the belt, I've never gone back and fully watched the match. I've skipped through it a couple times, but I've never sat back. I could see the belt that I'm wearing right there to hold up my pants, which, by the way, are girl pants. Like, that kind of stuff is just distracting and stupid. And But the belt I'm wearing was actually my belt from Great Adventure when I worked at Six Flags Great Adventure that I left with. So yeah, so now I'm doing an arm drag, but like that's like a babyface spot because I'm doing it back to him, but I was the heel, I think. So this it's funny because I think I was lost here because that's a move I used to do to people like when we would like shoot fight, like MMA fight, and I would just start stomping on their face to make them submit. And there, block the camera. There you go. Good job. And they actually never like recorded any of their footage. This was like one of the first times they recorded anything, and that was because I was there to do it. Just not good. I see. Oh, I thought people were taking pictures, but it's just the strobe of the entranceway. Guarantee everybody's got their cameras away at this point. Nobody's taking pictures of this one. Well, like I said, he was great to work with. He was actually in training with us. He had been training longer than us, and he had been on a number of the shows. So he was really helpful in everything. Just didn't go out of his way to compliment or even communicate. But when you were working together, he was very helpful. Yeah, see, a lot of these spots, I have a feeling I was just calling shit like a backyard wrestler because I was lost at this point. Like that's something we had gone over in training, I believe. Did a lot of pins. Yeah, see, here we go. Like this is all babyface stuff that I'm doing here. It's weird. And so the guy who played 13, his name was the Green Dragon. And I believe he was like karate or MMA or something like that. Like he was like legit into that world at some point. But now he was older, so he was in wrestling. So I don't think he was still doing MMA or karate or whatever it was. Okay, is this the comeback here? Like I can't tell where the heat is or anything. It's so bad. I really just hate I like that I'm wearing elbow pads that are white, matching my white shirt. That drives me nuts. And now, by the way, so in training, we trained on pads on concrete. So it was concrete, then these thin gym mats, basically. And that's what we learned to bump on. This is my first time bumping in a real ring. Because the only thing we'd done before then was battle royals, and the ring was a spring-loaded ring, and it took forever for them to set up. So we never had time in the ring before the shows. So this is my first time bumping in a real ring, which, by the way, was easier because of two reasons. It's easier than bumping on concrete with a little bit of padding because it's got give. And number two, you have the adrenaline of the crowd and you're having your first match and stuff. So you don't really feel everything the same way. Man, we're just all over the place. The ref can't even... Okay, so we are the heels because he just pulled out the ref to give him a hug. And what is that hat? That hat is Resin's, okay, I believe. It's like a scarecrow. I think he was like a scarecrow skeleton kind of character, maybe. Okay, so this I knew was coming. Didn't know how to get up for it. Never had gone over this before. Yeah, and that's the thing that kind of annoyed me about that was I took this basically a pile driver move that I had no idea how to take. Now he took care of me. I was fine, but like that's how people friggin' get paralyzed, right? From that kind of shit when they don't know what they're doing. And mercifully, it's over. And I think after the match he did it again. And like I was even more nervous the second time taking it. If I remember correctly, that might have been a different show. I don't remember. Well, thank you for sticking with me if you made it this... Like, oh, come on, that's... I don't know what the frig I'm doing. What are you doing? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so maybe he didn't do that move a second time. It might have been a different show. But I remember it happening and being like, I am not ready for this. And look, he wanted to do more shit. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's get... Okay. God, let it end. Let it end, my God. Let it end. Oh, he forgot his hat, so he had to walk through the ring. Beat us up. There's a term in wrestling called get your shit in, and this exemplifies get your shit into the max. Another DDT. That match has been over for 5 minutes now. The aftermath is longer than the match itself, I think, at this point. Big boot missed by a mile. And now it's over, thank God. Spooky. I hope you made it through that one. I hope you guys made it through this. I almost didn't. I almost turned it off halfway through. But it goes to show you, I mean, everybody starts somewhere, right? Like, everybody's got this. Everybody in wrestling, every single person has this match at some point. And, you know, for your first match, I guess it's not too bad, but whew, it went on for a long time. As painful as that was, I thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, beat the shit out of the like button, and I'll see you next week right here on Indy Wrestling School.